Hello, my name is Inoa Elams. I'm a playwright and a poet and the writer of Cape. And Cape is a play about a family, a community a community that is under attack, and about a young man who tries to protect his mother, his sister, his community, and he takes matters into his own hands. As suggested by the title Cape, it is about vigilantism, and I've always been fascinated with superheroes. As a boy in Nigeria, when I was a kid, I sort of started reading firstly by reading about Superman and Spider-Man and the Marvel and DC comic characters, and I was reading them whilst I was reading the Bible as a child. And Jesus Christ seemed like a superhero who could fly, who could do incredible things, who had miraculous powers. And I've always been fascinated with superheroes. My father bought me a little green t-shirt which had my name in was spelled out in red felt letters, and I would tuck a towel into the neck of the t-shirt and run around in my underwear like a superhero in my mother's boots. And I've just always been fascinated with vigilantism and with superheroes. And I think when I turned in my late teens, I began to read other types of graphic novel which looked deeper into superheroes and the phenomenon of them. And I began to wonder about why they came into existence in the first place. What makes human beings, mortals, take matters into their own hands to want to be defenders of their communities? What happens to heroism? Where does the valor of that come from? Where are the fault lines? And I began to question the search for justice when those who are supposed to present justice fail in that endeavor. And I wondered why. When a man puts on a costume and runs around beating everyone, what lies beneath that? My favorite superhero is Batman. He has no superpowers. He's just a human being in tights running around protecting Gotham City. And those were the first inklings of the character of the son, Bruce, who I called Bruce after Bruce Wayne, who's a young man. Also, he doesn't have as much money as Bruce Wayne does, as the Batman does, but he has the same thing. He has to protect the people around him, the people who feels vulnerable in his own city. I grew up listening to hip hop and listening to rap music, and a lot of the rappers discussed police brutality in their neighborhoods in America. And I began to research about police brutality here in the United Kingdom, and I found that there were very clear parallels between misuses of power, the number of young men who go missing or who die at the hands of police in police custody, and the politics of the play began to loom large to me at the time I was living in South London. I still am living in South London, and I was seeing the same patterns of distrust between members of the community and police officers kind of rippling out. This year particularly has been a difficult year to consider that with the death of George Floyd, which was just the most blatant expression of police brutality and the abuse of power. And these were the same things I was thinking about when I wrote this play, I think over almost 10 years ago now. Cape has a cast of 5, the mother, son, daughter, a police officer, and a community activist. The script is poetic, descriptive, the action is light on its feet, and the transitions between scenes are pretty swift, and the play is fast and loose, but the characters are real, the situations, the conversations they have are precise. And I think you should bear all of that in mind when you are trying to stage this for the teachers and the drama teachers who are considering doing so. All of the characters are sincere and they're poignant, and they're all trying to make the best of an impossible situation, really. But often when individuals who are untrained take matters into their own hands, there are problems. there are repercussions that they cannot foresee, and that is what the play really explores: the destruction of the community, the family, at the center of this, the risk, the repercussions of crossing the line, really. And I think all of these are to be considered when discussing the play and when sharing the play with classrooms and when staging the play. Cape is a delicate poem. It's a lovely poem. It's a love letter to London in many ways, to South London specifically, and to those of us who feel mistreated by those who are to protect us. Yeah, this is Cape, and I hope you enjoy putting this on. Thank you.